Hello and welcome to Get a Grip with me, Angela Scanlon.
And me, Giovanna Fletcher.
Now this is the podcast where we get loud about the realities of womanhood.
And basically dive headfirst into the chaos of life.
Yes, we do. So if you're sick of being told to pipe down or calm down or dare I say it, get a grip.
Then you're exactly where you need to be.
Grab a drink, pull up a chair, get your bra, turn it inside out and put it back on. Let's get into it. Sometimes it's the best way
Really?
to survive. No. It's like sorry. I don't even know where this has come from, but people used to say, no, I'm moving on. No, let's go.
Is this with your knickers?
Yeah.
You can wear them 6 times?
No, like wear them until you like whack them off the wall and then it sounds absolutely disgusting.
Wow.
So yeah, turn them inside out, back to front, upside down. Actually, my now 4-year-old, really weird, switching from 3 to 4.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not a baby anymore. I'm a big girl. I'm 4 now. Although she also said we're at a water park during half term, obviously. And at one point I was on one of those like donut thingies and she sat in on top of me and we were going under these big floody things. She wouldn't go down any slides and she says, Mama, I love you. And I said, I love you too. And she's like, sometimes I wish I could climb back into your tummy.
Oh.
And I thought, okay, yeah, me too. But also she is like real. I genuinely feel like she really would love that. Like a little truffle pig. Like she wants to be snaffling.
Does it feel weird to you to have a 4-year-old?
It does. Even
is now
saying
4.
it, my baby is, big, but I do think she's kind of obviously in her head, she knows it's big.
Yeah.
And she both loves that and hates it. So she's kind of, regressing on purpose. She's talking like a baby.
Oh yeah.
And she's doing a lot of that. And also I think she hears us say things like, oh, this one would climb back into my womb if she got a chance. So I feel like that's her regurgitating what she thinks I'll like to hear,
She's going to school this year.
She's going to school in September.
Oh my Lord.
I know I can't. I actually think that will be hardcore.
Yeah, but it's an amazing thing when they've actually got somewhere where they have to go
Mm.
or where they've got their own routine, whatever that is, whether they're at school or they've got their own schedules. But it is a very different feeling leaving them knowing, well, I don't need to feel guilty today. You're just in your education.
She's got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Off she goes. She'll be teaching the class by October, I'd say.
I don't doubt it.
How was your half term?
Very good. We went to Cornwall.
Delicious.
I just love Cornwall. I love the fact that you can just get in the car and go. Yeah. We now, because we have 3 kids and a dog, a golden retriever, it's quite big. And with Cornwall, you need to just basically take all the stuff. You need your robes, your waterproof trousers, your wellies, all the
eventualities,
all the things, all the alcohol. And it means that we decided to take 2 cars. But I actually lucked out because Tom took all the kids and Dennis the dog. I was just a courier.
The stuff.
It was just me and the stuff.
Like listening to podcasts.
I listened to I'm Glad My Mother's Dead. It was you that recommended it.
Isn't it so good?
Oh, so
Does she
good.
narrate
She narrates it.
Shut up. So Ruby, my eldest, is obsessed with her. She shifted from Taylor Swift and is like, Mom, can I please meet Jeanette McCundy?
She's amazing.
She loves her so much.
But
Sam
Sam and Cat.
What an incredible story though.
Yes. And even the fact that, for anyone that's listening, it's a Nickelodeon star who has a problematic relationship with her mum, but she doesn't realise that she's had a problematic relationship with her mum.
I mean, her mum wanted her to crawl back inside her tummy.
Yeah.
Until she was 20.
Yeah. But also that until years after her mum died, she didn't realise that was a problematic relationship.
Totally enmeshed and total abusive.
It was abusive.
On
she says
many
at the
levels.
End, physically abusive, emotionally abusive.
Even sexually abusive. In terms of boundaries and normalcy. Is that the word?
Yeah. And there was a point of listening to it. I was like, I don't know whether she's going to be glad that or maybe the title is a bit of a, they've used it as like a sort of a catch, but actually it's not that. But as the story goes on, you're just like, wow.
Yeah, the freedom of that kind oppression, really, like, and the control.
Yeah. So that was what I ended it with. Actually, I started because now this is just about what G listens to. I started on the way down there. I listened to Bimbo by Ashley James.
I love #1 Times bestseller.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. She was on This Morning with me this week.
Was she? She's just so on it in terms of, women's rights, how she talks about things. Yeah. She's phenomenal.
But also how articulate she is in talking around really sensitive, really like inflamed topics. A lot of the time she's just gloriously level-headed, and I just love her. I think she's brilliant.
I just think to be able to take on Piers Morgan, is it Nick Ferrari, like all of those lot, and just be kind of like not rising to it. This is what I think. Yeah. So I listened to her on the way down there, and then Jenny on the way back. So great, and the actual trip was good too.
Great,
it was amazing.
Good to know. I have started, and I don't necessarily think that this is something I'm recommending, but I've started to watch things. I used to listen to things at 1.25 maybe, not just voice memos, but like a podcast.
2.5,
1.25.
That's okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
1.5 often if I'm just approving something. Agreed, right. 8 the gap. I've started watching Netflix at 1.25.
I was literally saying this the other day, whether that was going to come in.
It's in. Now, sometimes I do it like for work purposes. Yeah. If I'm doing The Apprentice, I'll watch it so I get it.
Just tell me it quickly. Rewatching. Tell me it quickly.
Exactly. But you're like, oh, everyone seems a little bit buzzed,
But then that's what I love, right? So I might do it for research, and then that person sat opposite me in the studio, and I'm like, they're just feeling a little bit
flat,
under-energized. It's because I've listened to everything they've done on my home life.
I know, but also I feel a bit sad.
I know.
It's like, what are we in a hurry for? Why does everything have to be just like
consumed? Why do we need to consume everything quickly? It's true. It is true. It is true.
You're supposed to sit and mindfully eat, mindfully consume the content, like not just this mindless kind of gorging. That's what I feel like when I'm doing it. I feel like shame.
Do you?
Yeah, because I think, I'm justifying it on the one hand because, hey, I'm a busy lady.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, if you're going to watch the thing, watch the thing.
Watch the actual thing. I mean, I've definitely watched reality TV, and sometimes they really stretch out the bit before the big reveal.
Yeah.
And just and then you get people narrating, like, I don't care.
Oh,
so
sure.
Fast forward 10, 10, 10, plus
10,
plus 10.
Yeah. Okay.
Until they actually walk in.
But I think that's different now.
Yeah.
Than like becoming accustomed and used to a pace that's just bigger and faster and like romping through. Where
but then even if you look at how things are told story-wise now, if you look at like the films that when we were younger, and you put them on now, you're just like boring for the first 40 minutes. You're like, what is it about? Get to the point, guys. Get to the point.
Yeah.
And you try and put it on in front of the kids, and they're like,
what is happening? But apparently they're saying that in terms of like production now, that the briefing is going into movie studios, TVs are like keep reinforcing like what's actually happening because people are double screening.
Second screening. I went to the cinema to watch Hamnet, and I could not believe that people were on their phones. Also, I just don't understand how people
in the cinema,
but you get it in the theatre.
No,
I just don't understand how people don't understand that light isn't just in their face. It bleeds out to other people. Everyone knows that you are on your phone.
Livid.
Yeah. It happened in the Hamlet in the really key moment, which, with my rational head on, I might see maybe that was just really difficult for her and she couldn't watch it. Close your eyes, do something, I don't know.
Go to the loo, babe. Go to the loo.
Because you're taking everyone out of that moment, actually, when you're getting your phone out.
Also, whatever about the cinema, because, I mean, Jessie Buckley can't see who's looking at the phone.
True.
So, arguably unaffected.
Yeah.
But at the theatre, when you're, like, feeding off the energy of an audience, and then you see some dickhead sitting there scrolling. Oh, I'd be down.
I'm definitely someone who goes, I will lean over and go, do you want to put that away?
Not now. As a viewer. So you're sitting
not on stage, but as a viewer. Guys, I'm like breaking character.
Excuse me, I'm up here. The action's up here, guys.
Can you imagine if I started doing that?
I kind of love that for
Never-ending chaos. No, if I'm in the audience and someone's doing something like that, I'm very much like...
Enough.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Because everyone there has paid money to see
spicy.
that.
She's spicy.
I'll say it in a nice way.
Of course you will. But still, that's like confronting.
Well, because otherwise it will just seethe within me.
Yeah.
The rudeness. So just nice and calmly.
Put your goddamn phone away, babe.
Your screen is lighting up my fucking face.
Yeah. You know, I heard, my daughter on a slide. We weren't in Cornwall. We were further afield. Got a bit of winter sun. Is it still winter? Kind of.
Yeah.
It was 17 degrees yesterday.
Yes.
Spring has arrived, right? Anyway, she's going down a slide and I hear her. I was like reading a book, keeping an eye. It was a shallow pool. And then she said, how dare you? Oh, to like a kid the same age as her. And I said, oh my God, that's me. Like when she tips me over the edge, I'm like, how dare you? And I heard it coming out. It was so bizarre to see her coming like a little heart covered swimsuit. How dare you? And I said, babe, come here. And I said, who were you saying? What happened there? And she's like, I said, who did you say how dare you to? And she said, that girl. And she said, she had her foot on my head. Now they were literally all flying down this wide slide. So they were all like, you know, there were many foots on many heads. And she said, she put her foot on my head. And I said, how dare you put your foot on my head? And I thought, okay, continue as you were.
Oh, wow.
I'm quite happy about that.
Oh, wow.
I just thought, what a glorious little boundary for a 4-year-old. Get your goddamn stinking little foot off my face.
Look at what you've raised. I hope you feel proud.
I did feel proud.
Good.
Because I thought, you know what? Nobody's going to put their foot in her head
and
get away with it.
And it's good that she knows that now. Long may that lesson continue with her.
Yeah. Because it was quite respectful. She didn't swipe back. It wasn't like a thing. She was just like, that's not happening again.
Yeah.
Your card is marked. Amazing.
I love
Parenting
so
from
much.
me. No, I'm joking. But also the things when you hear yourself coming out of them.
Yeah.
She said, I necked that pasta. I necked that pasta because I love it and it went straight down the hatch. Straight down the hatch. And my husband is like, oh my God, people won't even know what she's not even speaking English.
No.
It's like all of these very kind of country sayings that I've picked up from my parents probably and that I still use. And it's like nobody really knows what I'm talking about. And
love
she's
that.
coming out with her little pasta down the hatch. I mean, I know that's not necessarily an Irish saying, is it?
No,
Down
we
the
would
hatch.
say that. You're looking very relaxed for your holiday.
Am I?
Yeah.
I did sleep a lot. I slept.
I love that for a holiday.
I love it too.
I used to, when I only had 2 kids, I remember having Buddy and having a really prolific writing year, right? I was literally, I didn't sleep. I would be writing all the time. And I think I probably went to bed. So I'd get up in the morning, be with the kids, then they'd go to Tom's mum, or Buzz would go to nursery. I'd write in the day, do dinner, bedtime. At 7 o'clock, I'd be back at my desk until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Babe,
then
I
I'd go
don't
to
know
sleep,
how
and I'd
people
do that.
this.
I did that for months, right? Most prolific year though. I had 3 books that year, and then we went on holiday. And being in a hotel room with your kids, where you have to sleep 8-9 hours, was glorious. And then coming home, I was like, well, I can't go back to not sleeping now. I fucked it. I have to sleep now.
Yeah.
Sleep
Which is
amazing.
great. But also sleep is everything. It's what makes us healthy.
Yeah.
Like I just am not interested in this nonsense about like 4 hours sleep, optimizing, get up at 4 a.m, knock it out of the park before the fucking sun rises. Like absolutely not.
If I've made all the beds by 7:30, I'm happy.
If I've made all the beds by 7:30 in the evening, that's a good day. I also, I mean, look, Marie Kondo would not like me saying this. I sometimes feel like bed making is a waste of time.
But when you get in it, it's
but
so
you're
nice.
in, out.
Yeah, but when you
know.
just lift up a duvet and get in it, and you're not, I guess you could just shake it.
Could just shake it there and then.
It's
like, why are you
nice.
ironing clothes? Life is too short.
Oh, I don't iron, and I don't iron my sheets.
No.
Why? Why would you do that?
Waste of life. However,
yes.
I mean, something very luxurious about a pressed sheet. I went through a moment where I really thought I might be a queen from a previous life. And I used to send my sheets to the laundress.
I love it. You're not doing it yourself.
Absolutely
You're
not.
To someone else to do it.
We're outsourcing.
Right, okay.
But they
very
used
important.
To starch them.
Oh.
Lads, it was like getting into a 5-star hotel bed every night.
Really?
Starched sheets. Fresh, crisp, cool. That was my tummy.
Was it?
Even
You know, when you're just like, is that mine or yours?
Yeah, gorgeous. And then Roy put a stop to it. He was like, absolutely not.
Really?
We'd get the laundry bill. I was just sending all the laundry. I think it was during COVID, you know.
Look,
And I
I'm
was
just,
like, you
I'm
know
just
what? No.
not bothered about things looking or being ironed, right? Tom, we've got a little portable steamer. If he's bothered, he can steam a t-shirt before he puts it on.
Off he
But
goes.
really, I need things to be practical.
Yeah.
I need things to just chuck on.
You're germinating, babe.
Yeah, yes, thank you.
You're
Which is why I
germinating.
look like a gardener today.
I
because
like your fleece.
I am fresh out of the greenhouse,
Yeah,
Angela.
I can tell.
Yes. It's a very busy time in the gardening
Yeah.
world right now. Because we are planting our seeds and then watching them germinate. Like actual magic is happening right now before our very eyes in the greenhouse.
So inspiring.
Yeah, thank you.
I have to say though, of all the things I did on holidays, bar eat mango, in season mango, stop it.
What?
Oh, divine.
Really?
Very good for the skin apparently.
In season mango?
I mean, just mango, but like not from M&S.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
local.
Yeah.
Tastes different.
Yeah.
Someone's cutting it up for you. You don't have to like scrape the furry little pip in the middle. It all gets stuck in my teeth if I really get into it. Anywho, apart from the mango, it was the rest. It was the sleep. It was like reading my book in bed when I woke up.
Did you?
Yeah, I read that sociopath one.
Is it the woman who's a sociopath?
Yeah, Patrick. Very good.
Really?
Very good.
But this was your relaxing time in the mornings and stuff, so you had that time. So the girls weren't on you straight away as soon as you woke up?
Well, they would wake because we were on 4 hours in the difference. We went to Oman.
Yes.
And so 4 hours, so they would sleep. Usually they're 6 a.m.ers, 6:30.
Yeah.
They would kind of tip into 8 o'clock territory.
Oh, that's nice.
Divine. And usually we're up and out. We thought, no. We can be quite lazy. They'd get up and do a bit of drawing, mooch around, have a little swim, So it was just lovely. And I think that kind of rest, whereas usually I'd kind of swat that away and be like, I don't have time to read. Like, who has time to read in the morning? I
still feel that need to be a doer, even if I'm resting, which is maybe why I love gardening, because I am doing. I'm resting, it's mindful, but my hands and my mind are doing something still. Yeah. And even on holiday, because we were in a self-catering house, the most amazing house ever. But it is still that thing that I like cleaning, I like cooking. There's stuff that I like doing.
Yeah.
But actually taking that time to sit and read a book is still gorgeous. Gorgeous. Like I don't mind the noise and chaos around me. I will still sit and read.
And it's funny because I kept going, oh my God, what have I done this all day? And I'm like, you've read. Yeah. For the first time in years. You finished a book.
Also, that's a magical point as parenting, right? When you can actually sit on a holiday and read a book. Like, I don't think people shout about this enough. Yeah. It is such a glorious milestone to go, my kids are in the pool, they can both swim, I am fine, they are fine, I'm here if you need me. Yeah. I'm right here.
I'm like looking up and going, please, back in that direction.
Yeah. No, my cocktail's just arrived. Mummy doesn't want to splash. You know? But just it is a very different holiday you're on then when you're able to actually take that little bit of time for you.
Yeah. It was gorgeous. Now, speaking of the importance of time away, we have a little voice note from our very own VP.
Oh.
Hi guys, I hope you're all okay. Just a quick one from me. It's Vicki, by the way. Just to say how much I love yous and miss yous. I feel sad saying that. Gosh, don't know why I didn't think this would make us emotional. I'm so prone to hysterics anyway. And thank you very much for being the captain of the ship in my absence, looking after everything at GAG. Not that I'm the captain when I'm there. I'm clearly more of a passenger princess role. G, thank you so much for stepping into my shoes as I take some much needed time off and family time. You know, I really appreciate it. I couldn't ask for a better person, to be fair. And I've been listening, lasses. You're absolutely smashing it. I love you so much. I miss everybody at the GAG team. I'm particularly sad this week because I feel like you're going to be talking about the America's Next Top Model doc, and I have so many thoughts.
I bet you do.
Being a victim of a bit of reality TV in its most toxic time myself, I feel like I could have really got my teeth into this one, but I know he'll do it justice. I will just say I think Tyra Banks is a which I'm sure he's probably expecting. I don't know what else to say. I feel weird not being there, but I know I needed to take some time for me. I love yous. I'm so pleased that you're having a nice time, but not too much of a nice time. I hope you talk about how much you miss me all the time as well. Anyway, I'm making it weird. I felt like I've made it weird. I'm gonna go. I love you. I miss you. I can't wait to see you all soon.
Bless her. Isn't it so weird though that when she's back, I'm not going to be here? Like we're not going to.
Will you
all
send
be
us
together.
voice memos?
Yes,
every week,
girls,
just to keep us updated on your emotional state.
Because she is one half of Gag.
But it's now, kind of veering into threesome territory. After the break,
and everyone likes threesomes. They say
they like them.
They say
they say, yeah. We're getting into America's Next Top Model and Tyra Banks. Okay, gang, welcome back. So, hit it, bitch!
What in the world's been going on? Who's in the right and who's in the wrong? Since last Thursday, what have I missed? Take it away, Ange.
What in the world has been going on? Right, we're talking reality check inside America's Next Top Model. What I like is that whoever has produced this, and I did look, they're obviously going to do this with multiple different series.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Reality check, subtext. So they're like, reality check, Geordie Shore, reality check, so I thought, I like the cut of your jib. 3-part docuseries that I watched at 1.25.
No, you
and
did
actually,
not.
Tyra Banks is manic at 1.25. She's manic at the best of times, but 1.25, she's deranged.
That's really interesting as well, because I didn't feel like this doc is just so quick.
Yeah.
The fact that you watched it at 1.25 is quite something.
I had to get through three of them
true.
While the children were asleep in the lounge. It was like homework. But also, really, I mean, there's so much to say.
There's just so many parts of it that when you're being shown it, you're just like, wow. I thought it was amazing in itself that they got Tyra on. And I felt like she was on it thinking that she could justify things and, kind of, I think when you've done that show and then you get the backlash that she did in 2020 when COVID hit and everyone was kind of going, what can I watch? I don't think she ever probably expected, none of us expect our past behaviour to be kind of brought back up and gone, why did you do this in 2004?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But the fact that she was on it and felt that she would be able to justify stuff or wanted to just give her side of view and that would make things better was interesting in itself.
Totally. And I don't know whether they fucked her.
Really?
Well, I don't know whether, or I guess in the making of that, the narrative comes out. So in maybe, let's assume they like blank slate decided to talk to a number of contestants and her and the rest of the panel. And then it emerges, actually, she is the villain. She looked like it at times, but she seems just so lacking in self-awareness about her contribution to many of the more problematic things over the course of it.
Do you think her actually sitting there and saying, yes, that was on me?
I did not feel like she took that.
That's what I mean. Do you think if she had at that point, there's no going back from it?
Well, look, I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? When you, like, as soon as you admit culpability, you're liable. So
any producer's never going to say, yep, on us.
Sorry. So I guess legally she could not say, I did that. But I thought it was really, like, weak kind of justification for certain things. I feel like she could have, I mean, there were certain things where she said, like, I pushed it too far, but other instances that felt more problematic where she was like, that was Ken, like where she literally put her hands up and was like, nothing to do with me, which kind of is inexcusable because she was exec producer in every way. And she kind of boasted about her involvement, not just as a, auto cue reader. She was like, I was storyboarding and we were creating the show. So she's kind of building herself as this kind of media like savvy woman who created the show. And she did. I mean, like what I was struck by was the initial like pitch knowing she did not just want to be a pretty face in front of the camera,
Yeah.
knowing she wanted to create something, and her pitch to Ken Mock and her pitch to all of the networks.
And with that, knowing that quite often things can be pitched and picked up, but actually then what is produced is very different to what the original pitch is.
Mhm.
However, she is an executive producer. She's on it.
Yeah.
She is still steering that ship
Yeah.
to a great extent, I would say.
I think so. And also, I think, I mean, Ken Mock had obviously done reality before.
Yeah.
And it was very new, wasn't it? Reality
Mm.
TV, it was new.
But Ken's reality, weren't they like the Making the Band and things like that?
Yes.
So they were, you knew how messy those shows got. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like anything that happened on it was kind of like unexpected. Because
yeah.
we've seen it, actually. We know how dark those series can
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. And I think maybe, I don't know, there's a disconnect because the way Tyra portrays it, and maybe the way she portrayed it in the room,
Mm.
in the pitch, was that she wanted to kind of, or perhaps this was with hindsight, create a kind of stage to showcase beauty in its like vastness, if you like, that she, I don't know, she's almost turned herself into Mother Teresa. She was like, I wanted to show what beautiful looked like. I wanted to empower women. I wanted to like lift them up and change the fashion industry and change the beauty standards and do unto others what hadn't been done unto me. And it was like, actually, that's really compelling and wonderful.
But what you said there is she saying that in hindsight? Like, was that her thing at the start?
I wonder.
Do you know what I mean? Or was that what she said in that room when she was interviewed for the documentary?
Yeah.
Like, there's such different things. Like, saying that is amazing. What an amazing thing to do. But again, if she did decide to do that, but she didn't quite actually get there, and then actually TV world got in the way, or is she now just saying that because it makes it sound good?
And I think I mean, maybe I'm naive, and I do think she's mental, but I think that might have been her intention as a like young Black woman in the industry at that time. She will have had to push harder than many of her contemporaries. And so I think there was an empathy there and a desire to change. And even in the casting of the first series, she talks about trying to like create a diverse cast, and the network being like, we've got one, tick, move on. And so she pushed back against that. She also pushed back against Janice Dickinson, who was arguably the absolute villain at the beginning, who said like such
awful,
hideous things, like scathing, vicious stuff, which they all kind of reflected on as being, you know, she was representing a voice that absolutely existed in that world in real life. And so, as in, it wasn't a pumped up character, that guy exists. And so, but I think Tyra did push back against her in those early stages. And then I think America's Next Top Model went from being this teeny little show on an outside network to being her little baby to being kind of a global phenomenon, not overnight, but pretty much. Sold in 180 countries, sold like franchises. So she will have made, as an exec producer, I assume, a lot of money, and been so whipped up in the enormity of the success of that show. And it feels like that tipped her into...
Even then, the problem started even in series 1. So she might have, pushed for diversity and been met with that. But you're still, straight off the bat, you're doing awful things to women straight away.
Yeah.
You're weighing people. Well, I thought this was going to be inclusive. Why are you weighing people?
Yeah.
You're getting them to cut their hair. You're altering the way that people look to fit a standard, which, sorry, I thought you were going against the standard.
See, I don't know that I felt that.
The teeth?
Oh, but that was much further in. That was season 8.
Yeah, okay.
They didn't. So they just started to do, we're going to bleach your hair. We're going to give you bangs, which was like, clueless. It was like everyone loves a makeover scene, and it was relatively harmless in the beginning. They were like, we're going to just give you a pixie crop. And actually that could be the difference between someone who gets booked and someone who doesn't, between having a look. So that felt like, productive and kind of, I don't know, it gave you a little bit of ugly duckling into swan, that like the difference. I mean, the teeth thing was
horrendous.
Like, so there was the two girls,
yep.
One who, in fairness, very, she was so understanding about the fact that like they had pulled out all of her teeth in one day, filed them all back, given her veneers. She did have
in one day,
in one
to
day.
the point where she still has issues now because it wasn't done correctly. They left her with issues just so they could do a TV show.
I know.
Like that's all that was for, is, oh, this is going to look great on camera.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
It was like the Swan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But also that she had to sign away while she was like basically medicated or being pushed. Because the truth is, she's a young girl in that setting. Get your teeth fixed or you're out next week is essentially what she was being told. And then Danny, who had the gap.
I loved her.
I loved her too. And I think she went on to win that series, but she was like, oh, so she chose, and she said she, like, even when she's in the dentist, so they sent these two girls away, one who had the, like, what would you call it? Like fang, goofy, kind of like a tooth not in the right place, whatever that means. And then Danny, who had an unconventional gap, like quite a big gap. So they kind of just said, yeah, you go off. And the woman who did get her teeth fixed, I can't remember her name, was like, cool, delighted. I could never access dentistry. Free teeth. She was game ball. And Danny, they were like, so is there anything you'd like us to look at? She was like, I think my gums are a little bit funny over here. She's like, go fuck yourself. I love my gap. And actually had that kind of like confidence maybe even at that point. And then,
I mean,
she was forced in the room.
She still caved because she was...
Well, Tyra said, if you don't get it, you're going home.
Yeah. But that was that week's sort of elimination, wasn't it? So she got told off for not having it done.
So she's like, I'm giving you an extra chance. Are you going to do it next week? And she was like, yeah. And she's like, how much? Like, can I leave a bit? And she's like, I think we're going all the way.
And let's not get twisted. Like, this isn't for a modelling career. And that's actually something that really came across in the documentary. This is for a reality TV show. It is not for a modelling career.
And actually, none of them really had modelling careers
but they didn't know that.
No.
Every girl going into that thought they were going to become models, that they thought it was their chance to get into an industry that was really, really difficult to get into. But actually what they faced was this stigma of being attached to a reality show and people not actually wanting to book them for anything.
Yeah.
So you have actually just done that work or had that procedure, whatever that is, for that little bit of
for telly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the race swapping shoot.
I mean, there are so many problematic shoots. The race swapping was...
which they revisited years later. Like it
wasn't
one off.
Yeah. The homeless one. The one where there's like everyone... The dead?
The like homicide kind
of.
But again, that they had that girl whose mum had been like paralyzed, having been shot by an ex-boyfriend, and they put her in the role where she was a shot model. And like, it's just wild.
Yeah. And I know that aftercare now would be very different to what reality TV was 20 years ago. But the fact that these people, and actually any of the shows that around this time, they would have done the show and then just been left.
Yeah.
Just kind of go about your day.
Well, that's what Jay said. And they come across as the absolute heart and soul of that show. The two Jays.
The Jays. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And he kind of said, oh, you do, like, be kicked out, devastated, like your dream is over. And then they would follow you as you unpack your bags, or like you pack your bags, in the model house, and then they went back to a hotel and had to stay there until the series ended.
Can I just say the most I thought the most beautiful part of the whole thing was the three men coming together with Miss J. Oh my God. Like that was so touching. And it is definitely that thing of they've obviously gone through something. And I imagine being part of that show, with Jay trying to leave and stuff and being forced to stay.
Yeah.
It must
being like very publicly sacked.
Yeah.
The three of them.
To go through so much and then to kind of come together actually in a stage of life that actually is really, really important.
Yeah.
What when it's life and death, I think that actually puts things into perspective.
Yeah.
For
Tyra
them,
never showed up.
I wonder if actually doing this documentary now has actually been really cleansing for those three. And also, but you can say, but they were part of it as well because they, were part of the whole thing and kind of ran with it.
Yeah.
But then when you've got people that are trying to leave and then can't.
And also, I think the truth is that, obviously everybody's got to take responsibility, but when the boss is saying, just go and do your job.
Yeah.
you know, there's, yeah, you can push back, but the risk of pushing back is that you're out the door. And so it is that power dynamic. And she does say, I do think the one thing that was good, maybe she's a sociopath.
Yeah.
Like, she was deadpan.
She was not giving anything.
And also, whoever advised her on that trench coat, bad move. Like, we need softness. We need frills. We need some florals. We need something that makes you look like a soft, approachable
like an assassin.
lady. She looked like a fucking assassin. And she is an assassin.
Oh.
And like, she just seemed kind of there was Shandy's televised assault and the call with her boyfriend to reveal what had happened was one of the most like harrowing things. Ken Mock, who was the producer and the story guy, was so like unremorseful when he was challenged on it. And he was like, for good or bad, it was still one of the most memorable moments of America's Next Top Model, where a young woman was basically plied with booze, completely underfed essentially, and unconscious as she was
filmed having sex with someone, or someone else was having sex with her. Yeah, and the whole idea of, well, they couldn't step in because this is a documentary.
And they knew what they were getting into.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, I said it before, it's not penguins off, you know, you're not filming David Attenborough. Yeah. This is a human who actually is in your care.
Yeah.
That you should absolutely step in and help.
A kid.
Yeah.
You know? And she just kind of, I just thought it was very exposing for her, however measured and controlled Tyra was. And she was clearly very legally pumped and she knew the edges that she could go to. When she was asked about Shandy, it's a study, I imagine, in how a liar tries to evade a question. And she kind of like flickering around and then said, yeah, I'm familiar with her story, which is such bullshit because she then went on to have the Tyra Banks show and actually interview her a number of times where even though Shandy completely traumatized and her life, you know, altered massively from it and the shame that she felt around it. And they so much. Tyra would play in front of a live audience.
Yeah.
This video, oh my God, I've watched it over and again.
And she's saying, I've not seen it, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, no,
you know, it's too problematic for her. So she plays it.
Mm-hmm. Like,
but the way that she sits down next to her, it's just it's so uncomfortable. Yeah. It's so manipulative and belittling. It's just awful human behavior. Yeah. And she would have got away with it because people thought, well, no, but Shandy's the one that's done wrong. You know,
she's a slut.
Little girl. Yeah.
Tough shit. Yeah. And I think, although part of me is like, wow, she managed to create this global hit against the odds. 13 networks, as she said, she, you know, pitched them. They all said no. The very last one took a chance because they were on their knees and were like, fuck it, we've nothing to lose. You know, what she created as a TV show for entertainment, like the appetite that people had, it's a bit like the circle of shame on magazines. The media is created relative to the consumption of it. And I think people are still feasting and feeding on these things.
Do you think, though, that the way that reality TV would have been over 20 years ago, do you think it's changed now? Because that definitely seeped into all of our reality TV.
Yeah.
You know, like VP would have gone through with Geordie Shore, with the X Factor. There were certain characters on that were literally just there to be laughed at, to be mocked, that had a story that could be manipulated to create a story so that it could, you know, make people cry at home, go into the papers, you know, whatever that was.
Well, even Susan Boyle was kind of, I mean, that was the antidote, but she was the butt of the joke. She was clearly cast at the time because it was like I just remember everyone laughing at her when she went on stage, and then she came out with this, you know, performance that was completely at odds with how she presented in the chat. But there's no doubt the story was effective.
I wonder when it all changed, when we suddenly started going, well, it's not funny actually, is it? Weird. It's not, you know, remember the chicken guy on X Factor who would have gone through so many different producers to have got in front of the judges. I think he either worked in a chicken factory, I can't remember.
Okay.
But he was on, and they literally just stifling, like laughing and stuff, which at the time is such, it's funny, like funny TV, right?
Yeah.
That's what it was billed at. But at some point we all had to go, this isn't funny anymore to just mock people, like, but that's not kind. That's not what we do. And actually the knock-on effect of those people that
is detrimental.
Ever see again. Like, you don't know what would that person have enjoyed being on TV for that, few minutes, and would that
taken out of them,
or would that have been amazing for them, or would it have been absolutely awful? Like, we'll never know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone's experience of it would be very, very different. It would have been really interesting, I think, to hear Vicki talking about this time, because obviously she's got a very different take on reality TV and how she was treated within
and
that
exploited
world.
Really,
Again, apply a load of young people with drink and see what happens. It's never going to be pretty.
No. And also it's that age, like, God forbid I was filmed when I was out and about that age.
I'm so glad I wasn't. But also, so you've got two things, right? You've got the alcohol that's already going to sort of mess with your head and make you a bit loosey-goosey and with your mouth or whatever, and say things that you would otherwise not. But you've also got producers in your ears, sort of manipulating story. And it to go into that blind and not know enough about it to be able to protect yourself. They don't want you to know anything about their techniques, because if you're informed, then their stuff won't work.
Yeah. Anyway, I think in summation, Tyra Banks is indeed
see you next Tuesday.
But sorry, do you know the other thing I think is absolutely mental and just proves the lack of self-awareness this global phenomenon has, if we want to call her that. Like, she's in Australia now, right? Basically doing like drag shows, right?
Is she?
Yeah. And I just don't know. I don't feel the gays would vibe with her at all. They're like, you fuck two of our own. Keep walking. Do you know what I mean? You might like, she shows us quite camp, but no, she's got the heart of a devil. And she also has set up an ice cream shop called Smize or something. She has been interviewed because she's kind of trying to shift and model, which she could have kind of done with America's Next Top Model and the brand, had she not sacked the heart and soul of the brand and it plummeted and died after she got rid of Nigel and the 2Js. Unceremoniously. Again, she says the new head of network forced her hand and said there were no sacrificial lambs or sacred cows or something. And so she sacked them, and then they brought in all of this other stuff and none of it worked because it was already had its moment, baby. What was my point? Yes, ice cream. She's now trying to like fashion herself as like a tycoon of business and has set up a bloody ice cream shop and was interviewed recently on like an Australian business bro podcast. And she's like, I want my legacy to be ice cream.
I just love in the comments of that post, people going, I just didn't know where she was going to go. And that's not where I expected.
It's really not what I was thinking.
Have you seen the other video where she's like it's like she's got something really magical to share. Like
everything is magical that she shares.
Magical thing about herself. When I put something in my mouth.
Tell me, what happens?
I can taste it.
What?
Straight away.
Shut up.
I mean, fuck me, Tyra Banks is amazing.
She's a unicorn.
But is it kind of, how like Jo Malone, like her sense of smell, right, is just so like incredible. Like she's got a nose that no one else has, clearly.
Yeah.
But like, is she trying to sell herself as someone that has this,
like Heston Blumenthal?
Yeah,
like get a grip. You're selling fucking cookies and cream. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Also, it's a nice, like, that's your legacy. What are you, Baskin Robbins? Like, no. Ben and Jerry, like, join the queue. It's not new. And it's so at odds. Smize, shut up.
Because they tried to say that they created Smize, didn't they?
They did, to be fair. Yeah.
So she's like, where's my IP now?
It's in a tub, hon.
It is.
Now flush it down the loo.
But also a smize, if you're smizing while eating ice cream, I don't know if that's a good thing. Does that mean that you like it? Do you know what I mean? It kind of suggests to me that you're eating the ice cream and might be smiling at a friend, but really you're going, this is shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or should you really be having 2 scoops?
Yeah, it's judgmental ice cream.
It's judgment. I feel like, despite her best efforts to convince us otherwise, she's a judgy bitch. She's a judgy bitch.
She's a judgy bitch.
And maybe she has been judged and she is judging onto others as others have judged onto her. Hurt people hurt people. That's the kind of flavour. Sell that, bitch.
You've gone
In
into
a
some preacher
cone.
mode and I quite like it.
I've got into what?
A preacher mode and I quite like it.
I'm just like, shut up.
Yeah.
Know when you've like messed up
Yeah.
and put your hands. It's the thing that I cannot stand most in a person is the inability to like go, I'm sorry.
Just say we were shit. It was a
a different time, but like it's unexcusable. I'm absolutely mortified.
Yeah.
I'm so upset by the level of trauma that we inflicted on young women in the most vulnerable years of their lives. I have so much regret. I cannot undo it.
Try and make good.
Try and make good. Not
don't
finish by
just-
saying, now, I hope that you, when your day of reckoning comes, will be able to. It's like, babe, read the room and take off that trench coat. It was ill-advised.
If you have spotted a story that you think we need to hear about, headlines, hot takes, or heated debates, then get in touch.
Yes, we want this podcast to be as much about you as it is about us too. hello@getagriplove.com is the email. You can get us on Instagram @getagriplove. And the WhatsApp is 07457 411 037.
We'll be back every Thursday, so hit that follow button so you don't ever miss an ep.
And if you give us a great review, we will not kick you out of the group. Prove it though. Don't you just be sending me messages. I now have people sending me proof of reviews.
Do they?
Yeah, enduring. How dare you? How dare you not send one? Anyway, you know the drill. It's 5 stars or fuck off. See ya.
Bye.